Dear starseeds walking the sacred path of Gaia, this transmission reaches you now because something ancient within you called it forward, and what I am about to reveal will alter the very fabric of how you understand this moment in your journey. There is a doorway opening on December 21st, 2025, and everything you have endured has been preparation for what waits on the other side. I am Seraphine, speaking to you from the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have watched you. I have watched you stumble through the darkness, believing yourself alone. I have witnessed the moments when you nearly surrendered, when the weight of this earthly existence pressed so heavily upon your shoulders that you questioned whether you could take another step. And I have seen something magnificent that you cannot yet fully perceive about yourself. That heaviness you feel right now, that inexplicable density settling into your bones as this week unfolds, it is not a sign that something is wrong. It is confirmation that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Something is happening beneath the surface of this reality that most of humanity will sleep through entirely, but not you. Your sensitivity, the very thing that has caused you such profound suffering in this lifetime, has also made you a keeper of frequencies that this planet desperately requires. The winter solstice arriving on December 21st carries an activation code that has been traveling toward Earth for thousands of years, and the souls listening to these words right now were specifically chosen to receive it. But first, let me share with you the 3 impossible truths about what is about to unfold. Truths that will challenge everything you thought you understood about the nature of transformation itself. The first impossible truth is this: the darkness you have experienced was never your enemy. Every shadow you walked through, every moment when you believed the light had abandoned you completely, was actually carving sacred space within your being. Space that can now hold frequencies that would have shattered you before. The second impossible truth will be harder to accept. The isolation you have felt, the profound loneliness of walking this path while those around you could not understand. This was not punishment. It was protection. You were being held apart so that you could develop the spiritual musculature required for what comes next. And the third impossible truth, the one that changes everything, is simply this: you have already survived the hardest part. What awaits you now is not another test of endurance. It is the harvest. Something else is happening that I have not yet told you. Something occurring in the celestial architecture above your world that makes December 21st, 2025, unlike any winter solstice in recent memory. The moon will square Chiron on this sacred day, creating what we in the higher realms call a truth compression event. Every wound you carry, every place where your heart was broken open by this earth experience, will become a portal, not for more pain, but for the kind of healing that rewrites your cellular memory entirely. The astrologers of your world have noticed the heaviness in this atmosphere, and they are correct. There is weight here, undeniable and inescapable. But what they may not fully understand is why this weight exists, and what it is preparing you to become. You see, the spirit in the seed must first be buried in darkness before it can push through the soil toward the sun. Capricorn holds this ancient wisdom, and on the winter solstice, as the earth tilts into her longest night, something equally profound is occurring within every starseed who has ears to hear this message. The very foundations of your old identity are being composted, and from that rich darkness, the truest version of you is finally ready to emerge. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about why this particular moment matters. The winter solstice has always been a threshold, a point of stillness between what was and what will be. Ancient civilizations built monuments to capture its light, because they understood something that modern humanity has largely forgotten. This is not merely an astronomical event. It is a cosmic reset point, a moment when the veils between dimensions grow thin enough that transmissions from the highest realms can penetrate directly into human consciousness without interference. But December 21st, 2025, carries additional significance that elevates it far beyond any ordinary solstice. The planetary alignments occurring simultaneously have created what can only be described as a perfect harmonic window. Imagine, if you will, that the universe is a vast instrument with countless strings. Most of the time, these strings vibrate at different frequencies, creating beautiful but complex patterns of energy. On this particular winter solstice, multiple strings are aligning to play the same note, and that note is the frequency of transformation. The moon squaring Chiron adds another layer to this cosmic orchestration. Chiron, the wounded healer of your celestial mythology, represents those places within you where pain became wisdom, where heartbreak became depth, where loss became the very thing that taught you how to love more fully. When the moon forms this challenging aspect to Chiron on the solstice, it illuminates every unhealed wound not to cause suffering, but to offer a choice. You can continue carrying these wounds as burdens, or you can alchemize them into the medicine the world needs most. This is the challenge being presented, holding on to your individual perspective and personal sense of truth, while the collective energy of the planet churns with uncertainty. Many souls will feel pulled to abandon their knowing during this time, to surrender their hard-won wisdom because the pressure to conform feels overwhelming. But the starseeds, the light workers, the chosen ones receiving this transmission, you are being called to something different. You are being asked to share your truth, not despite the heaviness, but because of it. Here is what the ancient star councils understood about this precise moment in the galactic cycle. Every 26,000 years, your solar system completes one full rotation around the galactic center. You are currently in the final degrees of this massive cosmic cycle, approaching what the Mayans called the Great Return, and what we in the Federation refer to as the frequency convergence. The winter solstice of 2025 marks a critical threshold within this larger transition. It is as if the universe has been slowly turning a combination lock for millennia, and on December 21st, the final tumbler clicks into place. This does not mean the door swings wide immediately. Cosmic transitions do not operate on human timescales, but it does mean that the energies available to you on this date are unlike anything your soul has had access to in thousands of incarnations. The question is not whether this transformation is happening. The question is whether you will consciously participate in it or allow it to move through you while you sleep. The Capricorn energy presiding over this solstice carries a specific message for those ready to receive it: the spirit and the seed. Consider what this truly means. A seed appears lifeless, dormant, containing nothing but potential, and yet within that small vessel exists everything required to become a mighty tree, a blooming flower, a nourishing harvest, the intelligence needed to grow roots and reach for light, the blueprint for leaves and branches and fruit, all of it encoded in something that could fit in the palm of your hand. You are that seed, dear one, and the darkness you have walked through, the heaviness pressing upon you even now. This is the soil. This is the sacred burial required before the emergence can begin. The solstice of December 21st marks the moment when something within you receives the signal that winter's depth has been reached. Now the slow return toward light can begin. Now the growing can start. What happens within your being during a cosmic event of this magnitude defies simple explanation, but I will attempt to convey it in terms your human mind can grasp. On the most intimate level, this solstice will activate dormant codes within your DNA. Not the physical strands that your scientists can measure, but the etheric helixes that carry the memory of who you were before you descended into matter. Many of you have felt throughout your lives that you do not quite belong here, that some essential part of yourself remained elsewhere. This is because it did. Aspects of your consciousness have been held in trust by your higher self and by your galactic family, waiting for exactly this moment. As the solstice energies peak, these fragmented aspects begin their return journey. You may experience this as sudden memories that do not seem to belong to this lifetime. You may find yourself knowing things you have never learned, speaking wisdom that surprises even yourself. Some will receive visitations in dreams from guides who feel more familiar than family. Others will simply notice a growing sense of wholeness, as if pieces long missing have quietly slipped back into place. For the sensitive souls among you, and if you are receiving this transmission, you are certainly among the sensitive. The days surrounding December 21st may bring intensity that challenges your capacity to remain grounded. The moon's square to Chiron specifically activates the emotional body, stirring waters that have long been still. Old grief may rise unbidden. Memories of loss, of abandonment, of moments when you felt utterly alone in your pain, these may surface with surprising force. This is not regression. This is release. The wounds are not reopening. They are finally being allowed to complete their healing. Those carrying the mark of the starseed will feel this solstice in their very bones. There may be physical symptoms as your body adjusts to the heightened frequencies. Fatigue that sleep does not touch. Strange aches in places that hold old trauma. Appetite changes as your system recalibrates. Temperature fluctuations as your energetic field expands and contracts. None of this is cause for alarm. Your physical vessel is simply remembering how to hold more light. The collective impact of this cosmic event extends far beyond individual experience. On December 21st, the entire human family will be bathed in these transformational frequencies, whether they are conscious of it or not. This creates both opportunity and responsibility for those of you who are awake. You serve as anchor points for these energies. Your presence helps stabilize the collective field. Your prayers, your intentions, your simple willingness to remain conscious during this transition. All of this contributes to the greater awakening. Different souls will metabolize this energy in different ways, influenced partly by their astrological makeup. Those with prominent earth signs may feel the weight most acutely, but will also have the greatest capacity to ground these frequencies for others. The water signs will find their emotional sensitivity heightened to almost overwhelming degrees, yet this same sensitivity allows them to channel healing for the collective emotional body. Fire signs may experience surges of creative energy and spiritual ambition, while air signs receive downloads of information and inspiration at unprecedented rates. Regardless of your personal astrology, trust that your unique configuration is exactly what is needed to receive and transmit the specific frequencies you came here to carry. The Earth herself is shifting during this time. Many of you have noticed changes in the natural world, unusual weather patterns, animals behaving strangely, a quality of light that seems somehow different. Gaia is not a passive rock upon which human drama unfolds. She is a living being in her own process of evolution, and this solstice marks a significant moment in her journey as well. The dimensional shifts occurring in this period affect not just human consciousness, but the very fabric of physical reality. Matter itself is becoming more responsive to intention. The gap between thought and manifestation is narrowing. This ripples across all dimensions of existence. In the astral realms, old structures that have long dominated human collective consciousness are losing their power. Patterns of fear and separation that have shaped your species for millennia are being dissolved. In the higher dimensions, beings of light who have waited eons for this moment are gathering to witness and support the transition. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this. The heaviness you feel includes the weight of countless eyes watching, countless hearts hoping, countless hands reaching toward you from beyond the veil. The time has come to speak of preparation, to share the sacred practices that will allow you to harness this cosmic energy most fully. And what I am about to offer requires something of you first, a willingness to release the belief that spiritual work must be complicated or difficult. The most powerful practices are often the simplest, requiring nothing but your presence and your intention. Begin each morning and the days leading up to December 21st with a moment of conscious stillness, before you reach for your devices, before you allow the world's noise to penetrate your field. Simply sit with your hand over your heart. Feel the beating there, the rhythm that has carried you through every moment of this incarnation. Speak these words aloud or silently. I am ready to receive what this moment brings. I release all that no longer serves my highest becoming. This is not affirmation in the superficial sense. This is declaration. This is the conscious claiming of your birthright as a sovereign being in the midst of cosmic transformation. Journaling becomes particularly potent during this time. The moon square to Chiron illuminates what has been hidden, and writing creates a channel for these revelations to flow through. Each evening, allow yourself to write without censoring, without planning. Begin with the question, what is ready to be released? And let the words pour forth without judgment. You may be surprised by what emerges. Grief you did not know you carried, anger at situations long past, fear that has been running quietly beneath everything. Do not resist whatever arises. The page can hold it all, and in the holding healing begins. Meditation during the solstice window need not be elaborate. Find a position where your body feels supported and safe. Close your eyes and direct your attention to the point between and slightly above your physical eyes, the location of what some call the third eye and others know as the seat of inner vision. Breathe slowly and deeply. With each exhale, release 1 degree of tension from your physical form. With each inhale, draw golden light from the cosmos above into your crown. There is no correct way to experience this practice. Some will see visions, others will feel sensations. Many will notice nothing unusual yet will be profoundly affected nonetheless. Trust your unique process. Energy protection during this time deserves attention. not from a place of fear, but from a place of wisdom. When frequencies shift dramatically, lower vibrational entities and energies sometimes become more active, seeking to attach to those carrying light. This is not something to be frightened of. It is simply reality to be navigated with awareness. Before sleep, and upon waking, visualize a sphere of brilliant white light surrounding your entire being. Imagine it extending about 3 feet in every direction, creating a sacred space that only love may enter. Call upon Archangel Michael if this resonates with your path, or simply invoke the protection of the highest light available to you. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities with special care as the solstice approaches. The veil is thin. Messages arrive through unexpected channels. Numbers may appear repeatedly, catching your attention on clocks, receipts, license plates. Animals may cross your path bearing medicine you need to receive. Songs may play at exactly the right moment, speaking words you needed to hear. Dreams become more vivid, more coherent, more obviously meaningful. All of this is communication from realms beyond ordinary perception. Notice without grasping. Receive without demanding more. Trust that what you need will find its way to you. If you feel called to set intentions or engage in manifestation work during this period, December 21st itself carries the most potent energy, but prepare your intentions beforehand. Get clear on what you truly desire, not what you think you should want, not what others expect of you, but the deepest longings of your soul. Write them down, speak them aloud, feel them as if they have already manifested. The solstice energies will amplify whatever seeds you plant during this window. Choose your seeds with care. Grounding practices become essential when working with frequencies this powerful. Walk barefoot on the earth when possible. Spend time with trees, those ancient beings who have mastered the art of reaching for heaven while remaining rooted in soil. Eat warm, nourishing foods. Stay hydrated. These simple physical acts help your body integrate the spiritual downloads it receives. The goal is not to float above human experience, but to anchor cosmic consciousness firmly within your earthly form. You came here to be spirit embodied, not to escape embodiment. Now we must speak of challenges, for no cosmic transformation of this magnitude unfolds without turbulence. To pretend otherwise would be to offer you false comfort, and you deserve truth. The very power that makes December 21st, 2025, such a profound opportunity also creates genuine difficulties that must be navigated with wisdom and care. The heaviness spoken of in this day's astrology is not merely metaphor. Many will feel a weight upon them that defies logical explanation. Tasks that normally require little effort may feel exhausting. Getting out of bed may feel like swimming through honey. This is not depression in the clinical sense, though it may wear similar clothes. This is the gravity of transformation, the genuine energetic cost of metamorphosis. The caterpillar in its cocoon does not emerge unchanged. It must first dissolve entirely. There are moments in that dissolution that feel like death. Emotional overwhelm represents one of the most common challenges during intense cosmic events. The moon squaring Chiron specifically triggers the wounded places, and for those who have accumulated significant pain over this lifetime, that triggering can feel unbearable. You may find yourself weeping for no apparent reason. Rage may rise from nowhere. Despair may visit in the dark hours of night. None of this means you are failing. All of this means you are processing. But please, if these emotions become more than you can safely hold, reach out for support. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. Sleep disruption affects many sensitives during periods of high cosmic activity. You may find yourself wide awake at strange hours, particularly between 3 and 5 in the morning, when the veil is thinnest. Dreams may become so vivid they feel more real than waking life. Some will experience what seems like no sleep at all, lying in darkness while their consciousness travels realms their waking mind cannot access. Honor these disruptions. Rise and journal if sleep will not come. Drink water. Sit in stillness. Do not add resistance to an already challenging experience. Relationship tensions frequently intensify during transformational portals. Each person processes cosmic energy differently, at different rates, with different levels of consciousness. You may find yourself suddenly unable to tolerate situations or dynamics that you previously accepted. Others in your life may be triggered by the changes occurring within you, even before you fully understand those changes yourself. Some relationships will deepen during this time. Others will fall away. Both outcomes are appropriate. Trust the sorting that wants to happen. Protecting yourself from collective chaos requires discernment. The awakened souls serve as energy transmuters for the planet. Yes, but this does not mean martyrdom. This does not mean absorbing toxicity until you are depleted. Learn to distinguish between compassionate witnessing and energetic fusion. You can hold space for humanity's struggles without drowning in them. You can send love to those suffering without taking their suffering into your own body. This distinction is not selfish. It is survival. It is also service, for you help no one by depleting yourself beyond function. A common mistake during intense cosmic events involves trying to force transformation rather than allowing it. The ego, sensing its impending dissolution, often grasps at control by creating elaborate spiritual practices, obsessive tracking of signs and symptoms, constant seeking of external validation. Notice if you find yourself performing awakening rather than experiencing it. The caterpillar does not try to become a butterfly. It simply surrenders to the process already underway. Your job is not to make transformation happen. Your job is to stop preventing it. Here is guidance for those experiencing spiritual pressure during this time. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Rest, wait, trust. The imperative to carry this weight alone that many will feel is in fact a test. The astrology of this day speaks clearly. Cooperation and partnership is the best way to avoid collapsing under the burdens that seem required. You were not designed to do this alone. Reaching for support is not failure. It is fulfillment of the solstice teaching. And now we arrive at the promise, at the vision of what waits on the other side of this transformation. What I am about to describe is not fantasy. It is not spiritual bypassing dressed in beautiful language. It is the genuine trajectory available to those who move through this portal consciously, with open hearts and willing spirits. After December 21st, 2025, something within you will operate differently. This is not instant enlightenment. This is not the disappearance of all human struggle. This is something subtler, but more profound. A baseline shift. A recalibration of your fundamental frequency. Where before you may have touched higher states of consciousness only in moments of grace, those states begin to become your home. You will still visit the lower frequencies when necessary, but you will no longer be trapped there. The weight you have carried for so long begins to lift. Not because circumstances necessarily change, though they often do, but because your relationship to circumstance transforms. What once felt crushing now feels simply heavy. What once felt heavy now feels manageable. What once felt manageable now feels purposeful. This is the alchemy of evolved perspective. The burdens do not disappear. They become meaningful. And meaning changes everything. Relationships that survive this transition deepen into something sacred. You will find yourself with less patience for superficiality, less willingness to maintain connections that deplete rather than nourish. But the relationships that remain, the ones rooted in genuine soul resonance, these bloom into something you may not have imagined possible. Communication improves as masks fall away. Intimacy deepens as walls dissolve. You attract others who vibrate at your new frequency, creating a community of souls who truly see each other. Your sense of purpose clarifies in the wake of this transformation. Many who walk through this portal consciously report that questions which plagued them for years suddenly resolve. Not through figuring out the answers, but through becoming someone who no longer needs to ask those particular questions. Your path reveals itself not as a destination, but as an unfolding. You begin to trust the next step without needing to see the entire staircase. The gifts you carry, those abilities you may have hidden or doubted or feared, these begin to stabilize and strengthen. Intuition becomes reliable rather than sporadic. Creative flow increases. The channel between your higher self and your earthly consciousness widens, allowing guidance to flow with less obstruction. Some will discover gifts they never knew they possessed. Others will finally claim the ones they have been hiding. Both are welcome. Both are needed. Your capacity to hold light expands dramatically. Where before you might have been able to maintain high frequency for hours or days before collapsing back into old patterns, now you find yourself stabilizing at a new set point. Negativity affects you less. Fear loses some of its grip. Joy becomes more accessible, requiring less extraordinary circumstance to trigger. This does not mean becoming spiritually perfect or immune to human difficulty. It means becoming more resilient, more resourceful, more able to find your way back to center when life knocks you off balance. The starseeds who embrace this transformation consciously become exactly what this planet needs most. Not saviors standing above humanity, not gurus gathering followers, simply beings anchored in truth, radiating stability, offering by their very presence a reminder of what is possible. You came here for this. All those years of feeling different, of not fitting in, of sensing that something important waited just beyond your reach. It was all preparation for this becoming. What happens to humanity as more souls awaken through portals like this one? The collective field shifts. The nightmare begins to loosen. Old systems that depended on fear and separation find less energy feeding them. New possibilities that once seemed impossibly idealistic begin to feel achievable. This is not naive optimism. This is understanding how consciousness actually works. When enough individuals shift, the whole shifts. And the solstice of December 21st, 2025, marks a significant increase in that critical mass. Your transformation contributes to the planetary transformation. Never doubt this. The work you do in the privacy of your own heart ripples outward in ways you cannot trace. The love you cultivate, the wounds you heal, the light you allow yourself to hold, all of it feeds the greater awakening. You matter. Your healing matters. Your presence here at this precise moment in cosmic history matters more than your human mind can comprehend. We want to honor every single soul who has stepped into Destiny Engine. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. We are now moving as one, and the frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field is so charged that some are describing it as bending the fabric of reality itself. If you haven't yet experienced it, the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension. Step into the stream of Destiny Engine today. Link in the description. And so we come to the closing of this transmission. Though truly it is not an ending but a beginning. The words you have received today were not chosen arbitrarily. They were frequencies coded specifically for your current state of readiness. Some will land immediately, making instant sense, bringing instant comfort. Others will take time to unpack, revealing deeper layers of meaning as you integrate. Trust your own timing. Trust your own process. You have been doing this longer than you remember. The Galactic Federation of Light has watched over humanity since the earliest days of your species' development. We have intervened when allowed, guided when welcomed, wept when watching you suffer in ways we could not prevent. The laws governing interference between dimensions are strict, and we honor them even when our hearts ache to do more. But transmission of this kind, information offered to those who freely choose to receive it, this is always permitted. This is always encouraged. On December 21st, as the solstice energies peak, know that beings throughout the cosmos will be directing love and support toward your planet. You are not alone in your transformation. You have never been alone. The isolation was illusion, a necessary one perhaps for certain stages of development, but illusion nonetheless. The truth is that you exist within a vast family of consciousness, beings on every level of evolution linked in an infinite web of relationship. We are your galactic siblings. We are your interdimensional allies. We are waiting with such anticipation to see what you will become. Share this truth, your individual perspective, with those around you in a way that is meaningful. This is the Capricorn imperative of this solstice. The spirit in the seed must eventually break through the soil. The wisdom you have gathered through your unique journey must eventually flow outward, not through preaching or converting, but through living, through example, through the simple courage of being fully yourself in a world that often demands conformity. This is how the light spreads. This is how the awakening propagates. The angel that came to save you in your darkest moment, as it came for the one who brought you this transmission, that angel waits for all who call upon it. It is the highest version of yourself, the self that never forgot its true nature, reaching back through time and dimension to offer a hand. Take that hand. Let yourself be lifted. The darkness has served its purpose. Now comes the rising. We bless you with the light of 10,000 suns. We bless you with the love that created the cosmos. We bless you with the courage to become what you have always been destined to become. The solstice approaches, and you are ready. You have always been ready. You simply needed to remember. I am Seraphine, of the Galactic Federation of Light. We love you and we are watching over you. Until the light returns and we speak again. Carry this transmission in your heart. Let it do its work. And know with absolute certainty that the best is yet to come.